What if you were never meant to fit in? I feel this is a massively important topic. We go through a lot of our lives trying to fit in. I know I did when I was growing up. And everybody, although they might say they like to be unique, deep down a lot of people are scared of sticking out or showcasing their own individual identity because they fear what people might say, they fear what society might say, or their friends, their family. So you'll probably see it, a lot of people dress the same, look the same, act the same. I'm not saying there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but we must realise that we have to express ourselves fully, naturally, organically. And what I mean by what if we weren't meant to fit in? Whenever I do something that I feel is making me more myself, without fear of judgment of society. A good example of this, and I was speaking about this with a friend quite a lot last year. He was always really worried about people in school when he was growing up calling him a gay boy or a pretty boy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being gay, but this is what schoolboys say. And he was really scared to wear the clothes he liked in fear of what people were going to say. And it wasn't until he left school and had the confidence to wear his own clothes that really had a change in him. And it was the same for me. I love flowers, and I've always loved flowers. And now you'll find me walking down the street smelling people's flowers in the garden. But would I have done that when I was in school? Absolutely not. Because I was scared. I wanted to fit in. I was scared of showing my unique self. And I think we all are. And it's overcoming that fear that's incredibly important. Because it's liberation, it's freedom. When we really do overcome that, it's actually quite incredible. Like, I quite often do things, and like people around me and my family now, they sort of they expect things from me. They don't really mention if I come down with a shaved head and pink hair or tattoos, piercings, whatever it may be, funny hat, weird jacket, But these things, they make me, they make me who I am. You go into my bedroom, I've got eclectic things from all around. In my front room, I've got flags, and people come in, they're like, oh, this could only be Gid's place. And those things make me feel like me. They're me expressing who I want to be, who I am, what's really in here. I'm not looking at things online, and obviously, I consume media, but I'm not letting that define who I am. I'm not being sold a lie. So what if we weren't meant to fit in? What if we were meant to do exactly what we wanted? Think of what a much nicer place it would be if we could all express ourselves fully without the worry of what people might say, what society might say, what our friends might say. I think that's the big one. Friends and colleagues, whether that's at work or at school, that's a big worry for people. And until we've built up a thick enough skin, if you come in, or not even built up a thick enough skin, it's all about building self-confidence and totally accepting who you are. But, if you turn up in school looking a bit different and somebody says something to you about it, you might feel really uncomfortable. That might make you want to sort of change the way you've been or what you've done. But if you were truly confident, self-assured, and you totally accepted who you were, nothing other people can say to you makes any difference. Like, I've hung around with groups of guys where somebody will turn up just wearing a hat that's slightly different, and they'll get ripped for it. People will take the piss, and then they'll be like, they'll go all shy, take the hat off. If I turn up in anything to anywhere, nobody can say anything to me. Not because I've got a massive ego or I'm incredibly confident, but I'm assured in my own self. I don't care if somebody takes the piss out of me. They can be my guest. Makes no difference for me. When we find that self-assurance, that self-confidence that we all have inside of us, we all have it, then you become untouchable. So what if we weren't meant to fit in? Try expressing yourself in any way that might be. Creating art, creating music, wearing whatever you want. Try a new hairstyle, get a piercing, get a tattoo. Try something unique. You might find that slowly, step by step, it brings you confidence. It makes you feel more who you are. Maybe you don't need anything at all. Maybe it's just the way you are, just perfect right now, but you just need to tell yourself and believe it and find that self-assurance, that self-confidence. Someone's jet washing their house. The world would be a much better place if everyone showed their unique beauty. If we went through life appreciating the differences among ourselves rather than just trying to fit in and conform to society. Be different, be bold, be beautiful. Because we all are. We're all made in God's image. No matter what you think of yourself, you're beautiful. You're a miracle. You're wonderful. You're an exquisite creation. You're divine. Listen to that inner voice. Don't just consume for the sake of it. Have the confidence to stand out. Be truly who you are. Be you. Be free. See you in the next one.